Happy Monday, chicken nuggets. First and foremost, Jamal has left the building or they can't find him. So either way, I get to be with you today instead of being at the hospital, which I'm so pumped about. And also, we are not going to take on new learning again this week. We are just going to keep digesting and practicing what we've already been talking about with a bigger emphasis on simplifying fractions, because a few of you have mentioned feeling a little bit shaky about that. So, like, look at this fraction model. I've got 9 total pieces, so my denominator is 9, and 3 of them are shaded purple. 3/9 is a beautiful fraction, but it would never be found in a cookbook because it can be made simpler. And remember, when we simplify, we're going to use division. And so I look at the top number and the bottom number and I see if I have any common factors. In other words, numbers that I can divide them both by without making any leftovers. And if you don't know your math facts really well, it could be tough. So I encourage that practice. I'll keep encouraging that practice. You can also use the Eve hack that worked for a lot of you, which I'll show you in class today. I know that actually 9 can be divided by 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to divide my top number and my bottom number by the same thing, the do rule, and I'm going to divide them both by 3. So I'm going to show those little insults there so that I know that my eyeballs are checking my brain. I'm going to divide the numerator by 3, the denominator by 3. And I'm going to end up left with 1/3. Now that is the fraction that is going to be found in a cookbook. I think the reason why some of you might be freaked out by this skill is because it involves division. And I know division is not all of our best friends, but we'll get better at it with practice. Also, remember that you can think about it in reverse, like what times 3 gives 3? What number times 3 gives 9? That might help some of you. I noticed Sari doing that last week. I do it all the time too. I think it's a great hack, if you will. And so I'm going to show you just one more of these so that you can kind of see what a big focus will be for us. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces total. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them shaded. Now I look at that picture and I already know, oh wait, that's half. And that might clue me in that I'm going to divide by 8 and divide by 8. That would be the biggest number I could divide them both by. But what I would like to do is I would like to see what would happen if you did not know that 8 was a nice factor to use. You can look at both of those and you can see that they are both even. So I can divide them both by 2. That's a great place to go. If you're stuck, just see if they're both even, divide them by 2. That's a fix, no matter what fraction you're trying to simplify, if they're both even numbers. And then I get left with 4 8s, and oh my gosh, 4 is even and 8 is even. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to divide them both by 2. And I end up with 2/4. 2 is even, 4 is even. So I can do that one more time. Divide by 2, divide by 2. And I end up with that 1/2 I was looking for. Now, some of you might know your math facts really well, and you might have said, well, wait, I know that 8 times 2 gives 16, so I'm going to just divide them both by 8. And that's fantastic. You are going to end up at the same ending spot as somebody that did it in little chunks. And so that's just kind of cool, the way that works out. Don't feel like it's any less correct to do it in little mini steps. It's not. And that is what we're going to practice this week, along with some other fun fraction stuff. I made you a new activity. It's not by me or I would hold it up. It's like a really fun escape room with a new system that kind of came to me in a vision. So I'm so excited for this week. We're going to have lots of fun for our last week before the break.